Hi, I'm Liv and welcome back to the Book Nook. So, I have been all over the place and I have not done a video in like over a week, nearly 2 weeks, which is not great. But I'm not going to apologise. No, I am. I'm sorry. But also not, because life. So my last video was a haul and this one is going to be a haul. I am going to do another video this week where once I've got my thoughts in order, one that's following on from a really fantastic video that Simon over at Savage Reads did that talks about literary and or commercial fiction, and he was keen not to use the word verses, and I think that's really important, but just about the sort of conversation around literary fiction and commercial fiction, especially in terms of prizes. Simon was talking a lot about the Women's Prize for Fiction and a lot of the conversations that have gone on there. So I'm not going to start doing that now, otherwise I won't stop, and that's not what this video is. Because I'm a little bit rusty, because it's been a week or so, I am just going to do a haul video, and I've got some really exciting books in this haul video. So yeah, that will be coming next week, and I urge you to go and watch that video. I will link it down below, but Simon's video on that conversation is really, really interesting. It really gets, you thinking, and I think it's a really interesting and important conversation to kind of continually be having. But as I say, not yet, for me, not yet. The other thing I want to say is I want to welcome the wonderful Callie to Booktube. Books With Callie is the channel name. Again, I will link it down below. Callie is a fellow Waterstones bookseller that I've been getting to know over the last few months, and she's absolutely wonderful. She's done Booktube before in the past, but she promises us we will never see those videos again. I'm going to try and rectify that. No. But she is absolutely fantastic. She's done the Booktube Newbie tag, and it's going to be really great having her on Booktube. She's sort of YA focused and fantasy focused, so she is someone you should definitely check out. So I will link that channel down below, and go Callie. And we definitely want some wobbling at some point. Just saying, Callie. Wobble. So, I'm going to do a haul. I've got a rum and cat hair, apparently. Lovely. Rum and ginger. And, yeah, let's do hauling. So actually, the first thing I'm going to haul is not a book, but it's my new best friend. Are you ready for this? He's a Highland cow. He's a Highland cow, and I don't really know why, but he flattens out like this. And I love him. So he's fantastic, and I am definitely a fully grown adult. So he lives there now, and he's like a handy little pillow. Another non-booky thing, which I bought, is a cool new bookmark, which we have had come into work, which I may have to buy, like, all of them and use them forevermore. I got 99 problems, but a book ain't one. And I've just realised it's got a ruler on the back. Isn't that cool? Honestly. Like, this is a really weird and specific thing, but honestly, there have been times where I thought I could really do with a ruler, and all I've got to hand is a book, and I have used books to measure things. Now I don't have to. So yeah, if you also have 99 problems, but a book ain't one. It came with like a weird little tassel, and nah. Okay, let's get cracking. So I'm going to go for the ones that I've bought first of all, and then we will look at the ones that I have been kindly sent. First up is a book that I do already have the hardback of, but I knew it was going to be one that I got the paperback copy of because I was lucky enough to have the hardback sent to me. That's how I can justify buying the paperback, and that is Han Kang's The White Book, which has now been shortlisted for the Man Booker International. Yes, that's what I mean. Words. Yes, the Man Booker International shortlist, which I will probably do like a short little bit about at some point as well. But yes, Han Kang's The White Book. It's a gorgeous cover, the paperback they've done. They have just kept it simple and clean. Obviously, it's the White Book. It was always going to be like this, but it's got little French flaps, and it's just very lovely. Still not got around to reading it, which is shameful, but I'm definitely going to now. I've not decided whether I will read my hardback or my paperback, but it's nice to have that choice. Then I picked up a copy of Asleep by Banana Yoshimoto. Now, I have never read Kitchen, but I have been recommended it by so many people, and I do have a copy. So I was having a conversation with a friend about Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. Then I was putting books on the shelves and saw that we had Asleep, and I was like, well, why not? So yeah, this is actually 3 novellas, which are called, one is Asleep, obviously, one is Love Songs, and the other is Night and Night's Travellers. So I thought I would purchase. Then another one I picked up is a new one that's come out, and that is the new Deborah Levy, The Cost of Living. This is a sort of memoir, I believe, about her life, sort of womanhood in later life, and it's sort of exploring those things. I'm really excited about this one. I've never read as much Deborah Levy as I should have, but what I have read, there's something about her writing and her tone that is very me. So I really, really enjoyed Hot Milk, even though it was so really weird and sort of just off kilter, and you know me, that is what I like. So I had to get a copy of this, and gorgeous cover. Then I bought a book that I knew was coming out, but the actual release date kind of caught me by surprise because I've not quite been with it, and that is The Fire This Time, A New Generation Speaks About Race, edited by Jesmyn Ward. This is a collection of essays talking all about basically being black, and it's a sort of response to James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time, which you guys know I read last year and just absolutely loved. So this is an incredibly important book, another one that I'm just going to be shouting about from the rooftops when I read it, even before I've read it, like now. That was me shouting from the rooftops, in case you didn't get that. So yeah, a collection of essays that talks about the black experience in America. You have got people in there like Claudia Rankin, whose poetry I loved. Actually, you know what? There's not many other names in there I know, and that's kind of, I guess, in some ways, the point. It's voices that you may not know that need to be heard. So, yeah. And I picked up a copy of a book that I have been quite excited about in a weird way. And when I bought it in work, one of my colleagues was quite surprised that I bought it and quite surprised that I was a bit excited about it. And that is Macbeth by Jo Nesbø. Yo. It is Jo Nesbø. I'm sure it is. It has to be, right? He's Swedish. It's got to be Jo Nesbø. It's not Joe yet Nesbø. It's Jo Nesbø. Someone please tell me whether all booksellers the world over have been saying it wrong, as I suspect they have. And does he mind? So yeah, Macbeth by Jo Nesbø. It's a retelling of Macbeth. It's the new Hogarth Shakespeare series, and I'm just really excited. I know I've heard mixed reviews about it, and I think with something like this, I mean, the Hogarths have all been a bit of a mixed bag, I think. Not that I've read all of them, but the ones that I've read, yeah, it's a mixed bag, and I think it's just kind of testament to whether or not you like Shakespeare, the sort of difficulty in retelling those stories and the lasting impact that the original story has, that when you then take it and retell it, how unsettling that can be and how different to adapt your reading to it can be. So I'm really excited to give this one a go, even though it's totally not normally my kind of thing. But yeah, I have actually been sort of quite excited about this one. Then the last one that I bought so far this month is one that I had been a bit excited about when I heard about it. Then I was a bit more excited about it when I saw some lucky people getting some lucky proofs. Yes, both the people and the proofs are lucky to be together. So I got a little bit more excited about it as I saw the proofs. I've not read Song of Achilles, but I'm definitely going to read this one. I was really excited about it, nearly bought it on the day that we had it in, came in the next day, and my mate was on her way in from work and said she didn't want to get off the train because she was reading it and it was so amazing. So I was like, right, I'm buying it this day. I'm talking very fast and I don't know why, but the book is Cersei by Madeline Miller. And talking of beautiful books, okay, this is another one where, shiny lovely, and also end papers, shiny lovely, thank you very much, and it's like this gorgeous bronze, and it's just so pretty. So yeah, it's retellings of Greek myths, it's feminist, it's female-centric, it's about Cersei, who is born of a god, but because she has neither the look or the sound of divinity, I think is the line, she's sort of cast out and goes to live among mortals, but sort of practices her witchcraft and ends up sort of back in the world of gods through one way or another. And I am just so excited about this one. Everything I've heard makes me think I'm going to just absolutely love this one, so I'm going to start this one very soon. And I mean, like, bye. Our rum is going down a treat. So now onto the ones that I have been sent so far this month. The first one is one from the lovely guys at Headline, and that is In Our Mad and Furious City by Guy Gunnarathney. Oh, bad. So this is a book that explores sort of riots in London in the aftermath of a killing of a British soldier, so it's sort of rooted in real life, and it's another one, a sort of own voices book that is really, really important. I've heard so much buzz about it, so much good talk, that I am really, really excited to get around to this one. Then I was sent two by Penguin. The first is one in the new Penguin European Writers series, which I'm very excited about. I'm not 100% sold on the design of the covers, but we shall see. They may be a grower, not a shower. Who knows? So this is Death in Spring by Merce Rodoreda. That was probably totally wrong, wasn't it? Let's be real. And this is a sort of coming-of-age tale set in the Catalan mountains about a boy whose father dies and he has to sort of learn the world. So yeah, I've heard really good things about this one. You know that I like to sort of get into some of my translated literature, and I think it's a really good thing that Penguin are doing a European Writers series. So very excited to see what else comes out in this series. I know there's a couple on the back here. The Beautiful Summer by César Pavès, and The Lady and the Little Fox Fur by Violet Ledoux. So yes, thank you to Penguin for that. And the other one that Penguin sent me, I am a little bit more excited about than Death in Spring, simply because I knew more about this one coming out and have been really excited about it, and that is Yuko Toshima's Territory of Light. This is in the new Penguin sort of classic series, which I do really like, but I can totally understand why some people will be quite annoyed that they're these larger format ones and they're kind of... Okay, let's save this for a design video, shall we? Yes, let's. So this one was originally published in 12 parts in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s in Japan, where it was 12 parts that were sort of each month, and it's the story of motherhood and a single mother sort of finding her way. I've heard really beautiful things about it. Something about the colour of this book is not coming across right with my light, but if you see this one in person, something about the colour of this book, yeah, it's not coming through at all. But it's this sort of I don't even know how to describe that colour. It's like a grey blue, but something about it, the colour, is just really moving. I've had rum, you can tell. Then the next book I was sent from the guys over at Orbit is 84K. I think it's 84K, it may be 84K. I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to be said. And that is by Claire North. Now, I have never read any Claire North before, but I know my dad really loved Touch, and I keep meaning to read that one. And the first 15 Lines of Harry August has been one that's sort of been on my periphery for a while now. And this book looks really, really intriguing. I am going to read you the short little blurb from him here. Theo Miller knows the value of a human life to the very last penny. Working in the Criminal Audit Office, he assesses each crime that crosses his desk and makes sure the correct debt to society is paid in full. But when his ex-lover is killed, it's different. This is one death he can't let become merely an entry on a balance sheet. Because when the richest in the world are getting away with murder, sometimes the numbers just don't add up. So it looks like another sort of slightly futuristic slant, and very, very intrigued. Down for this. Next up is a book from Penguin that will be shooting right up the top of the to-be-read pile, because it just sounds amazing. It's The Lost Letters of William Wolfe by Helen Cullen. This is a book about William Wolfe, who works inside the Dead Letters Department in East London. So they collect sort of letters. He's a letter detective who spend their days solving mysteries, missing postcodes, illegible handwriting, rain-smudged ink, lost address labels, torn packages, forgotten street names. They're all the culprits of missed birthdays, broken hearts, unheard confessions, pointless accusations, unpaid bills, and unanswered prayers. When William discovers letters addressed simply to My Great Love, his work takes on a new meaning. Written by a woman to a soulmate she hasn't met yet, the missives stir William in ways he didn't know were possible, and soon he begins to wonder, could he be her great love? He must follow the clues in the letters to solve his most important mystery yet, the human heart. It just sounds, it's letter writing, and it's slightly detective-y and slightly quirky, that I am just so down for this. So those are all the books that I have bought or been sent, apart from these final three, because they are kind of both. Because my dad is currently out in Australia, and there are some Australian books and some Australian publishing that I've just been dying to get my hands on and can't get over here. So I sent him a little list of books to see if he could find them on his merry way around the Isle of Australia. Why am I talking like that? Rum. The first one he's managed to send over is The Island Will Sink by Bryony Doyle. You may remember I picked up recently a non-fiction book by Bryony Doyle, which I've totally forgotten the name of. It was about sort of modern life and being a millennial or being younger in modern life, and it was through this book that I'd heard of Bryony Doyle in the first place. The energy crisis has come and gone, eco-law is enforced by insidious cartoon panda bears and their armies of viral marketing children. The world watches as Pitcairn Island sinks into the Pacific, wondering if this, finally, will be the end of everything. Amongst it all, Max Galley, an anxious family man and blockbuster auteur, lives a life that he cannot remember. So it's a book about sort of existence, end of the world, and I'm just really, really excited. And just because I really love the name of where all these books have come from, this one came from a shop called Boffin Books. Love it. Then the next one that my dad just managed to find and sent over to me is The Town by Sean Prescott. Community radio host Kiara receives dozens of unmarked cassettes every week and broadcasts them to no one. Ex-musician Tom drives an impractical bus that no one ever boards. Publican Jenny runs a hotel that has no patrons, and unemployed Rick wanders the aisles of a supermarket every day in an attempt to blunt the disappointment of adulthood. In a town of innumerable petrol stations, labyrinthine cul-de-sacs, competing shopping plazas, and ubiquitous drive-thrus, where are all the townsfolk likely to find the truth about their collective past, and can they do so before the town disappears? Why could I say harder words in there and not simpler words? What is wrong with me? This one looks really good, and talk about a cool bookmark. That wasn't quite whale, that was just a weird noise. And then the final Australian book that has made its way over to me thus far is actually not the one I was initially most excited about, but is now probably the one that I am most excited about, and that is Apple and Knife by Intan Paramaditha, which I think I have actually pronounced rightish. So this is a book that mixes fairy tale and gothic ghost stories with feminist and political issues, and that's as far as I'm going to read on the blurb to know that I love this and want this already in my life, and it's here and I'm glad and happy. Don't know what those last few words were, let's pretend. And talk about good covers. Ooh. So that's April so far. Have you read any of those books? Have you heard of any of those books? Do you want nothing more to do with any of those books? Because if you do, I don't care and you've come to the wrong place. Let's talk about the books. So yeah, have a little chat with me in the comments below about all or any of the books that I've mentioned in this video. I will be back within the week with more of a discussion video, which I don't normally do, so who knows how long that one's going to be. Probably about 45 minutes, knowing me. So yeah, I will be back with that discussion video about literary and commercial fiction within the week. Other than that, I don't know what I'm doing. Hope you guys are having a good reading month so far in April. Oh my god, I have just realised, have I even read a whole book yet this month? I don't think I have. But you know what, it's not even a slump, I've just got, like, I'm just not reading at the moment, and I don't know what it is, but I'm not feeling bad about it. Like, occasionally I do. If I sit there for too long, I'm like, oh, I should be reading, but I'm just not feeling so bad about it. I'm going to get to books when I want to get to them, and I'll love them all the more when I do. Saying that, I have been reading Leonora Carrington's Debutantes and Other Stories, which is a collection of surrealist short stories by the surrealist artist Leonora Carrington, and so far I am just loving those. They are deliciously weird and surreal, as you would expect, and they are just so my jam that I just want to scoff them all in my face in one go. So yeah, that's something that I'm enjoying so far. So yeah, I will see you in my next video, which, as I say, will be a little discussion video. Until then, happy reading, have a little chat with me, go check out Callie's channel, go watch Simon's video on literary verses, not verses, and or commercial fiction, what's happening, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.